Alright, so check. There's this video I wanted to watch. It's about like streamers and like the old people.
Listen, bet.
Your job is you would have to go to work.
Went to school, and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice. You're
high. You're hungover.
Credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time.
I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
Alright, check. Streamers versus 9-to-5 workers. Let's get it.
What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
Okay. All right. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation is harder than a 9-to-5. Facts.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you.
Alright, check. Hold on. I'm gonna go and get my opinion on this. I feel like streaming is not harder than the average 9-to-5, but making a living off of it is harder. Because the thing about a 9-to-5 is, bro, you have a constant output of money. You know, you just like you work a certain amount of days a week, or you work a certain amount of days over 2 weeks, and then you get that weekly or bi-weekly pay. So you can pay your bills consistently, take care of yourself consistently. Streamers, on the other hand, especially if you're a grown full-time streamer and your parents don't take care of you, you actually have to grind for that, bro. Keep on grinding, consistently grinding until you can make a living. And eventually, if you're not like financially stable already, bro, you might go homeless streaming full time, to be honest. You might go homeless. Cause like it's so hard to make money off of it. You gotta hit affiliate. Then to really make that bag, you have to run ads. You gotta hit partner. That's the hard part about streaming. But a 9-to-5 will mess with your mental, bro. Cause like, mind you, a 9-to-5, you really can only live a simple life. You're hardly getting by as it is. And especially you have children. Oh my God, yeah. Having children while working a 9-to-5 is hell on earth.
Gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing.
Yo,
You're right.
this
you
nigga
get
like
up every day. You go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't.
This
have
nigga
to
this nigga sound like Joe Budden.
You wake up. You go, you flip some patties,
Nah,
maybe you sign a few envelopes, answer a few phone calls. With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch that never
when you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail
I
carrier.
say
Let me
that.
tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every motherfucking day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought
You
we
guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it made
don't-
like y'all.
We don't have to
I
go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
We
you
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
What's the next trend?
Because
What's the
the
next
shit I
idea?
go through every
Oh my
day,
God, I have
and
to
got
stream
dogs,
today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7.
You got
high energy, 24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and get back and get paid big money.
We're not even at home. We're walking around.
Man,
We're walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit,
stuff.
I got to slave just for not even 100,000 a year. I got to work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No,
See,
I'm
I
not.
just said
steady
that,
rate.
Jack. I just said that.
I don't work. I don't get paid. It's simple as that.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay.
Guaranteed pay if you
No,
work.
I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want
I
to work.
got to work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't get
just
paid
to
either.
collect.
We don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have people in the chat spamming L's. Oh, this is bullshit. We don't like this video. We have to create.
Chat ain't raised Vegas. Chat ain't raised Vegas.
Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this not a fine shit.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I can call fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's a
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy. You right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm going to go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing flags.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raise raise your flag? Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was actually a cook for 15 years. So that means for 15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and
I think that's called a job. I think that's called a job,
Deal
man.
with children.
We deal with children every day, too.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
I can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up and asking for a picture.
That's called a
You know how
job.
hard that is of a life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever,
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why you
cook,
gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree, I have this. This could end for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would
Job.
you do if you lost completely all your
glazing,
YouTubers?
Chad, I'm
You
glazing.
had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to actually have to go to work. Oh my God! Did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did lose all my followers, I would probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to turn around.
You're proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving.
Chet, honestly, bro. Chet, honestly, I feel like the 9-to-5 workers are trying to spit facts. And listen, I feel like the argument is correct, but they think since they're older, they think since they're louder, they're right. They're loud and wrong. They're not getting off the point correctly. Because, you know, they're older, they think they know better than somebody. But, like, a lot of these streamers got more money than them. So, like, what do that mean? Just saying. It's
My point
self-explanatory.
on why this is harder because I could lose it all tomorrow.
Yeah, but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there.
You could be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
Oh, so you a lunch lady.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to backlight. Yo, Lacey, it's the truth.
I think something you guys aren't taking into account. Say we get a brand deal, I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 Loco cans. I gotta make sure I get the 4 Loco can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work. That's what we have to do.
it ruins our Twitter.
Nice to meet you.
35 years ago,
Damn!
I decided to
My
go to
bad.
nursing school because
35 ain't old.
I
30
wanted to
what?
be a
Oh.
creative. I thought I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism. Back in the 60s and the 50s, people didn't give a rat's ass if you created something, and
For
they
sure.
wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get spoiled.
Rhonda, can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled. No. You get spoiled, and your mama and daddy keep giving it to you.
Rhonda,
Because I
got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. I got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
30
Dead ass.
days straight,
24
hours a day.
day and night.
No break.
We all streamed.
That
for-
ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home afterwards, see your family, relax.
Ali, the
We were on
subathon is the
camera
hard part.
30
The
days
subathon
straight,
is
no
one of the hard
personal.
parts.
You know how hard it is
You're a registered
to
nurse.
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo-boo?
When have you ran a
You-
3-minute ad?
You
When have you
clean
ever
up
ran? You
vomit,
never ran a
you
3-minute ad.
pass trays, you short-handed. You
Talk
don't-
about the
I
fake
would love-
relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now keep.
It's fake
Think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and judging
got
you
caught with
based on
my
it.
ex
I
in
got caught with
public.
my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health, when you stop caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think, social media, what they say about
Because
you.
that's our
That's our job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or a 24-hour stream?
24-hour open
Yo, I facts.
service.
Oh, brother.
Short-handed.
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
Yo.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that you guys, none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your
he part of the
editors,
face team?
your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
That's bad takes.
That's bad takes.
Whoa.
They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9-to-5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Why Lacey actually spitting though?
No.
So how would you know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a year.
Why is she laughing? Bro, she's making me mad.
It ain't always
I actually
funny,
feel
bro.
like they're wrong.
Round 2 run. Oh yeah, I already know this other nigga finna say some bullshit.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9-to-5
No,
job
wait.
It's not
Chris and a no job.
harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you
Makes
guys.
it easier
Yeah.
because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You
Makes
have
it
security.
easier
Talk about
for
raises.
You literally
Makes
just
it
said the
easier
same
for
shit.
9-to-5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah, when you go to
guaranteed.
work every day, everyone's
So you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say well, that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if you're someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9-to-5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9-to-5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay? That's one aspect of it.
Working
right?
at Foot Locker,
Okay.
working at a job like Panera or wherever Lacey is easier than a streamer, yes, because a streamer you have to come up with ideas, you have to stay relevant.
Oh, we're talking about ideas now. Okay,
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking
well-
about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you started
even.
with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why don't
I'm
you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
You know, you 100% are.
Yeah.
So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what is
Something-
Why you just
difficult?
saying shit now, bro?
You need to get out of your circle, comfort
Sure.
zone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you watch
so
YouTube.
much YouTube.
So it's the same thing. So the people that
Absolutely,
you're
yeah.
entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to you
doesn't have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that? I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure.
example.
Yeah, yeah.
Is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means.
So chat, I feel like streaming is harder in the earlier stages. I feel like streaming is harder in the earlier stages of because it's the algorithm's so random.
The job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to you
doesn't have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that? I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure.
example.
Yeah, yeah.
is
I don't mean to
harder
be
than
like I'm
streaming.
Dante and pause a
It
lot.
depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense
hard
of everyday
physically,
activity, because
there's
some
hard-
people around here said, "Oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
No, we deal with millions
When
of people.
you're creating that content and you have your phone,
Okay.
you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
Not true.
coworkers and you're not
That's not
dealing
true at
with-
all. I have an
Okay.
editor that I pay who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So when
a job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, oh, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up the phone or turning on the camera, as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift and deal with your coworkers and interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job for however many number of hours that you are talking and typing and shitting and eating and all that stuff that everybody's watching you do.
Go ahead.
No, but there's actually a mental aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No. Let me.
And like, chat, just to piggyback off of, damn, I'm pausing too much, bro. I'm being like Dante, bro. I'm turning into Dante, bro. I got it, chill. I'm pausing too much. But like, listen, like, in my experience with having a job, chat, out of my whole life, I'm a 16-year-old. I've had 2 jobs. I've worked at a pizza place, and I'm now working like a breakfast / chicken snack lunch place, whatever you call it, fast food. Chat, I have had a better time streaming. I've had a better time streaming over having a regular job, but I've had a I've done more. I've made more off of a job than streaming. I've made $0. I made $0, bro. Made 0. And like, I feel as though like ain't nothing wrong with that though. Cause like, you feel me, streaming now is like my main job. Every job I have until I blow up, until hopefully I blow up, until I hopefully blow up, is like every job I have until I blow up is really like a side hustle for me to make actual money so I can still live and support myself, bro. I can't just stream without I can't just be a full-time streamer and make absolutely no money.
Yeah. Camaraderie, like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that?
Sorry, bye. See you later.
Seeing a lot of flags.
What's your name?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. I know. She's right. I'm not gonna lie. She's
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home.
Whoa.
Aspect,
no
and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to.
Good God! Good God, yo! Bro, chat, listen. I love black women. I respect all my grandmothers, my mom, my aunties, every single female in my family, yo. I'm not one of those guys who disrespect their elders, but like, can we just analyze? I swear, it's like to like a certain point where like when black people gain age, they start to do outlandish stuff. I would say the S word, but you feel me? They start to do outlandish stuff with their hair without thinking. The side, is that an undercut? The side to the, you know, side part undercut with a little bit of bald spots around the head is insane work. Insane work. See, she, oh my God, yo. She has the no fade either. No lineup, no fade, no guidelines, no C cups, no bars, no nothing. Just pure head
a certain amount of time. I come home.
Crazy.
I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home. But if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect. And I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long
berated.
have you been on social media? Just to get broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other
So
opportunities.
you're just saying a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple.
Mm-hmm.
So you were saying like to go back to the beginning, you were saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home. Like
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
so
have
I'll
been
give you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down. Right?
Yeah.
I lost everything, fell off
He was about to
completely. About to myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9-to-5 worker has been there.
So
that's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system.
All right.
I moved
See, now
across the
she getting
country
corny,
from my
yo.
parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my, like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making
It was
more than my
serious.
rent.
Yeah.
So I was
You
losing.
were in the red every month.
I was in the
I
red
got
every
you.
single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone
whammy.
across the country. So it's like when you're
Oh, that
alone
lady in
too
the
and
back
everything's
snapping
going
for.
down, where's my support system?
I don't like why she laughing, bro.
Okay, so I have a question. You said that for the first 4 years you started streaming, you had no income. How are you able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But my mom. How's that privilege? Before you
It's
go there?
privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live with me.
Yeah, but
Chat, I ain't gonna lie, bro. You know you done said some dumb. You know you done said something dumb, bro. When like Ron actually questioning what you said, yeah. Like, bro, Ron is the most probably one of the most brain-rotted people on this earth, bro. You know you really said something dumb if Ron starts to question you, bro.
a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that's
9
a
to
whole
5.
different discussion. So a lot of people don't have houses.
A lot of
when they
people
working
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or accept
But that's a
them.
whole different conversation. What does that have to do with the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay, well, I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able to, but I also had to have my family support me in order for me to have certain opportunities to make money in the first place. So if you didn't have content creation, what would you be doing?
It's a great question. I don't know because I didn't set my goals that way. I set up my life to that. I know I would do what I want to do. If we all got paid the same every single month, let's say just in simple terms, we all got paid $100,000 a month, a crazy amount of money. Would you guys still, truthfully, I'm asking a serious question, would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other, truthfully?
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How is it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. I feel like everybody in this room is slow because people don't realize being a nurse, lawyer, streamer, whatever, OF content creator, bro, you always have a choice. Like, you literally always have a choice, bro. Like, you choose if you broke or not. Honestly, you choose if you having a hard time, bad time all the time, bro. That's your choice, bro. It's literally your choice.
To have an audience, and even if you do lose all your followers one day, even if
Let's
you
say
lose,
I lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral
But that's-
videos. Even if people are hating on you and
that's not
shitting on you,
necessarily-
that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of $1,000s.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So
school.
were we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
I swear, bro, they start making that dap sound smart, yo.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Yeah.
Gabe.
Gabe, how we doing?
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job. You
don't know that.
I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People
Hold on,
have
that's
to
it.
wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing, it's a weekly thing, it's a monthly thing, it's a yearly thing, it's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful, because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker or their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following
that's not true,
where
bro.
there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their job.
I ain't gonna cap, bro. I ain't gonna cap. This might be a bad analogy, but listen. If you touch, like, let's say this, bro. You a kid diddler, bro. You a kid fiddler, bro. And you lose your job and you go to jail. Let's say you get out of jail like 7, 8 years. You go back. You can get a job. There like are certain places that give you a job, even because of your criminal history. But if you do something weird on the internet, bro, that's up there forever. You cannot come back from that, like, ever. So honestly, you're honestly a target for death threats too.
Jobs, and maybe there's a recession. There's not a lot of jobs, as could be now. They get potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been canceled and came back? I mean, it happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be to you if you don't get that thing on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you, you need to build that over years and years and years and hours of trust, communication, and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you. You don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2 million subscribers, 3 million subscribers.
Of course not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys, so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever, but at the same time, like, you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do?
Well, I'm a college professor, so. I have to do that same
So
sort
you
of.
just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 10, 15 years?
Yes, you're right.
Come on, bro.
We
already know what you're doing.
We have to produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take years to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I don't think anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick shot.
I ain't gonna lie, if you take actual skill, though.
So I had to do that for 4 years, right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years, right? And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then do streaming.
Okay.
So
with how many people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
For which stages?
All of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
When I was
Was it just you? Like
No. It was just me. There's receipts of this.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come from?
When I was
How did
13
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing.
That's
and
what
if
you
it
did
didn't
in the
exist,
previous
if it didn't exist, you couldn't press play, you couldn't press record, and then just talk.
The veins popping on his chest. He's getting
There you go.
Right, but I also had to spend years earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
So you just want to get paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
I'm Vicky, and my perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys just,
I know how to do a 3-strand braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone.
Wait a minute, right? Hold on. Yo, bro. This woman really just said a physical job, hair and makeup stylist. Bro, you not even lifting nothing. Bro, I could understand everybody else. Like, listen, I ain't gonna lie. The average, like, what's it called? Blue collar construction worker, bro. Now that's physical. Maybe fast food. Now that's physical. Bro, you planning people's hair.
Different, very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all of your gear. You've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies. You have to haul it around. Get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all day. You never sit down.
I hear you. I hear you.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
so
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen,
your job isn't
chill.
dangerous.
So
your
thing
job
is-
isn't
your
physically
thing is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
listen. So your whole thing. Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not physical. I'm saying that a 9 to 5
me talk for a
job where
second.
you physically have to do
So-
some hauling around stuff.
So
and
I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage.
For real, though.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
No one in here.
Come on, man.
None of you can.
None of you can.
And you have to do that
serious.
for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually, yes.
You're taking them 4 days to hit a trick shot. It's taking you 4 days to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would have to
Hours
do
a day.
that.
And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No, no.
all of the things that you use?
Booking.com has all kinds of stays.
Chet, bro, I ain't gonna lie. Honestly, bro, it seems like that these people don't understand what really goes into what they're doing. It honestly seems like they don't understand, gang. Yo, chat. YouTube! See, this is what's ruining YouTube right here. These ads is ruining YouTube, bro. Genuinely, bro. Why am I getting a 1 minute ad of a mashup of ads? And the thing is, bro, YouTube know what they're doing, cause they will place the ad right at like the climax of the video when the video actually like has an up and climax to actually like get good, bro. Like YouTube, bro, we're tired of it.
None of you could physically
And you have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
You're
yes.
taking them 4 days to hit a trick shot. It's taking you 4 days to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would have
Hours
to
a
do
day.
that.
And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No,
all of the things that you use?
No. Listen,
You have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your gear.
You don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You don't know
done.
about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When
Can
you're
you
done, you're
imagine
done.
these
Oh
things?
my God, disable resample.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling and resample.
Oh my God.
My montage is fucked. Your main underlining argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot
dangerous
trick shot. You could never. I would go as far
Okay,
as
so how many hours a day do you trick shot?
I don't think
How many hours
guys ever
a
do.
day do you trick shot? How many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However
Every
long I
day, 12
needed
hours
to.
a day to
however
trick
long I
shotting?
needed to hit a clip.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is.
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off of stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 1010. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray to God that he would be in the right spot, throw the concussion. Now I gotta have my rotations down. I gotta have my rotations.
Dead zones. Talk about the dead zones.
Talk about dead zones.
Stick drip.
Thing is, for the most part, but that is not all YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us or kill us.
I gotta
Wait.
They're laughing, but that's happened recently.
I've gotten a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost
Because he
decapitated
quoted
him
his
when he
thoughts.
was-
Yeah.
Silky Lou. My bad, I'm sorry.
My name is Thelma. It's a pleasure to meet you, sir.
I'm sorry,
very
Thelma.
occupational. My last job, I worked as a librarian with elementary school children.
So
I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're
False
across the
energy.
screen. You're not interacting with people like we
you know
do.
how many-
So what are we doing right
We're not
now?
interacting?
What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for us? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me.
There's millions of people who watch the video and
Yes.
save lives every
Yes.
day. Probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yes. There's people that literally stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out and to the clubs at night, staying out till 2, 10 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was
to
having
get-
fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so
So, but I'm saying it's like
Alright.
you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
Okay, now
What kind of shit's going on?
you go to the club, you get to put some shades on, and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
You're
that
drunk,
your choice?
You're high. You're
But is
hungover.
that
Just
your
get off
choice?
screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice? You chose that. You chose this life.
This
nigga raised
And that's
that.
what's
Do what you
happening
do.
now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect. When you have a 9-to-5, you dealing with people. You touching people's hearts,
We deal with
souls,
people's
mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we meet a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
because
watch
I think-
any entertainment?
Oh my
Of
God.
course I watch
So do you
entertainment.
ever,
I got kids.
wait,
I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh? Do you ever laugh?
Of course I
So
laugh.
then they
We're
interact with
touching
you.
them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make you
real.
feel better?
When I'm watching
Wait, did it make you feel better?
what make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained
on
and been
what's
like, oh,
coming.
I feel good?
Some of it is
gotta
fake.
beg right now.
Some of it is fake.
See,
Fine,
you're not
so-
So now let me.
Okay, well let me
Yes.
answer your because I'm debating him.
Okay, yeah.
But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now. Go
all
ahead.
right, come on.
So when you're entertained, have you ever felt like your day was better if you watched something? You've never felt like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys do this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Do you know? You just like you. Wait a minute. Somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen.
So it's
You know what?
easier.
So it's easier.
I'm a very social. I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
Saying what we do has not affected people. It's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, "Oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch you
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking,
day.
their hands shaking.
Like you were my child. You know how like we grew up watching Disney Channel. Yep. I've had kids come up hundreds of times throughout years of my life. Have kids come up to me and say these things. So
okay.
Oh yeah, I already know he on some
I'm a server
bullshit.
at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day. bro.
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard, because my aunt was. That is the
My
most
mom
difficult shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like
Oh,
that,
she is
dude?
right now.
You're gonna disrespect
She
your
loves
mom
it.
and say that your work is harder?
tells
That
me
is
it's
so rude,
And she
honestly.
works 2 of them.
Okay,
She works
let
at 2 hospitals.
me ask you something.
He said his
God,
manager.
get him on my screen!
No disrespect. No disrespect.
Yo, this nigga annoying, bro.
What you do, I'm not your target audience. So break
Bro,
it down for me.
that
I don't
is,
even
like,
get
this
it.
nigga whole build.
Let me ask you something.
He just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black. That's what he just said.
This nigga whole player
No,
build
because
just
I'm
make me
black.
mad.
And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get
single
judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
He's a jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, Will.
Yeah, Will.
Okay. I didn't have to interact with nobody, just packing meat.
Yeah, Will.
Come on, bro.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
if I make it fun,
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun?
Chat, it's time to analyze the player build, bro. We have your average. A big black guy stole my girlfriend. I'm going through emotional turmoil, bro. He doesn't know what he wants to be. Look at his haircut. overgrown sideburns, is damn near a mullet in the back. He got a swoop. He got a swoop going around here. He's your average social justice white guy. Well, like I feel like he a closet racist, yo. A closet racist. Like his wrinkled shirt, big chubby arms, don't really do no in his life but work. Maybe hangs out with his friends. He probably to take too smooth with the friend group, to be honest. Look at him. No beard, baby face, grown man.
Break it down for me. What are you doing today? We'll swap stories. What are you doing?
And he has the Apple Watch. He's a dork.
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous, I'm not gonna lie. But
you're on his decent.
Okay, so look, right?
So I'm jealous of a harder job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, that was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to.
No. Listen to the time that I wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m.
Yo, he might be the worst nigga up here. Yeah.
I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them.
No. He's not saying.
No. Let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now wake up. I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments. Now, he don't brush his grills. What does his real teeth look like? I gotta make sure that my
He got Chanel earrings like a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So,
yeah. You know what I'm saying?
See him.
I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, shave that little scruffy shit on your face. Cool,
Silky got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I could just game it after work, bro. I can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we could just scrub something around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m. I'm still probably thinking I gotta do something for stream. My mind is fried.
Do you know what's crazy?
My mind
8, 9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work.
He already did
I did my work today.
You took the same boss already.
You're going to sleep.
What?
I don't want to hog the space here too much, but do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
You're losing me.
Kill him.
No, I don't know this. I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. My turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
What is he?
Wait,
it means,
is that racist?
Wow.
Get this racist out of here. No sense. All right. Oh, you're back?
Babe, I want to say to you.
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah.
That's what I want to say. You say you don't like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said
I'm an introvert. I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
And that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other people?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
Saving lives. I'm a superhero.
He's a hero.
How?
I'm a superhero, no cape.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fuck.
Jason, bro.
No. I believe.
I think dreaming is so much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I had a breakup with a girlfriend that I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
Damn.
So my question.
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again. If you think it's so much harder, why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you love that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide.
Oh.
I had to make sacrifice,
So
and that's
you-
what you have to do.
so you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a 9 to 5,
lost the human
if I
touch
was flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on
thousands on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe
But,
1, 2, 3.
okay, and then back to my point, is that your choice? Was that your choice?
Oh my God, Chad.
No, that's my
Burning.
point. That's my point.
Streaming is harder
Was
than 9 to 5.
that
That's the point.
you gave up your girlfriend for streaming? Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He
Yeah.
ran up a
I
bag.
ain't gonna lie,
He did it
I
for a
did-
bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for, or do I pick
something that I
future
love,
for something that I'm passionate about?
However you book your hotel.
You too! Yo. I'll be right back, gang. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, I'm overly hot right
Correct
now.
to see
I ain't
what
gonna
lots of
cap.
people say about where you're planning to stay.
I'm overly hot right now, Chad. I ain't gonna cap, bro. I'm sweating, bro. I'll be right back. What's your ETA? What's your ETA? What's your ETA? What's your ETA? I ain't gonna lie, Chet, bro. I'm burning hot right now.
And motion. I pick motion.
I might have to buy YouTube Premium, Chet.
I'm Lala Costa.
Lala Costa? Yes. Amazing name.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent off people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9 to 5 that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes,
9
I
to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes.
Because why?
Because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off of. I
You
started.
feel stuck.
I feel stuck. Yeah.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it?
Mm,
Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
all the time.
it's the same thing?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That TV show can't. It's done. What happens to all those actors?
It's
after that?
canceled
They gotta
because I
go to-
stopped watching?
Well, no. I'm saying if
Baby, stop.
thousands of you
Honey,
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like
and
they
not
got millions of
focusing
people.
on-
You guys know what Cartoon Network is?
If your
It's
father
gone.
would stop, would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
Yep, forgot about face swag. I ain't gonna lie.
Nice to meet you.
I'm a professional model, but
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more
stop
than a 9 to 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do,
You get L's in your chat.
the probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There's so many people
I was
like you
just- I was
out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck. I was-
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No, but
So many.
hold on. But specifically what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. It's basically all pure talent.
Wait, can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent?
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty player, like actual like. The
So you were
gaming.
sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while you were gaming? You're like, oh, let's put a
I
camera.
was 16, so it wasn't really like that.
You weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life, like what should I study, what should I like, where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's
because-
just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
Yeah, no.
That's what we do too. We go to
it
school,
wasn't
we
luck.
study.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think people who don't have a job, they feel like they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever
How is
reason.
that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best. So how are you going to dismiss
Is
all
he
his
the
hard
best?
work and all of his
Is he the
talent?
best?
I got
Is
four.
it-
I got
No,
four.
no,
last
but
year. No. Let me give my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
like-
you're
So that's not luck. That's
like
pure.
less than
That's
1%.
pure skill.
So you're dismissing. Is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
No, they
have a
worked.
talent. They have
They
a
worked.
talent.
They had a
but
talent. So what
you
he-
know how many talented people out there and don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it?
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not
That's
at
what
all.
you just said. You just
No.
said.
What he did
I
to get
said
to where
a
he
lot
is.
of people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
Or people who
So
make it
it's
to the
luck.
NBA.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of me. You know, there was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was. You dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing?
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah.
So that's not. I mean, if that's
No,
fucking,
stand on it, stand on it.
if that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again,
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way. But
God bless.
off of specific pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you. I'm
Yeah.
just talking in general. And there's so many people that are very talented, never get a shot because they don't do the right thing. They don't go the right path. They don't meet the right people. So there are so many even talented actors here. They never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck. I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it. It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career. Is there something funny?
It's a freaking video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick ride? Hey, he's made tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
Exactly. That's that privilege. That's that privilege.
But I'm saying though, you couldn't hop on a game and
couldn't
do
do
what
it.
I do.
You couldn't do
That's
it.
a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Oh,
Your
damn.
son's grandkids could never do it. They could never do it.
Anything that takes a talent.
The genes are done. They can't do it. They can't.
How many
They
hours
can't.
a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. Bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again. I was 16. What's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it and we create.
Do you not
good
think?
enough
Do you not
content,
think if you're talented at something, it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not like
You don't think you don't think it's talent.
You're just too old to understand.
That's I can't argue that because
There's a word.
Y'all could never
I gotta
play
keep it a-
FNCS either. It's
I
the
gotta
same
keep
shit.
it a buck. There's a disconnect.
Same
You come
shit.
from a generation where this didn't exist.
I ain't gonna lie, on God they come play FNCS, bro.
You looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports?
Oh.
When you grow up, this didn't exist. So no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit because you're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it, and I don't know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around it.
Oh.
And it's fun. But it's like
And that's
again, it's
okay.
Oh, you gotta
That's
fight
fine.
back.
That's
You gotta
okay.
fight back. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice meeting you.
I'm Ronnie.
Ronnie, nice to meet
This
you.
past-
My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security. Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like taking
We
it back
fall
to
off.
that's being what? What does that even mean?
You lose everything. Every dollar.
everything. That's
Everything.
the
You
same.
lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
The same way
reinvent.
you can do if you get laid off. You get a
Yeah,
new
that's
job.
it's kind
okay.
of is it not the same concept? Like
I don't know. Back in 2020, when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, "Oh, let me go to social media." That's kind of an easy alternative. So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And
but
then-
if you lose a job, you can't.
just get another
No,
one?
you can search for. You have an opportunity to search for another one. though.
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of walking through my
I uploaded
resume.
videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did
It's
you
just-
wait?
it's-
You
it's-
uploaded 7 videos and, didn't get any views
went to school, and still.
and paid rent.
Yes, I still worked. I worked
Oh, so that you had another job.
as a parking attendant. Yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling. You weren't good at
Wait,
your
he's
job.
waiting for.
Yeah, when cars park, they're done. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Well, that's
I'm not security.
that's
I just
a
go.
one
I
nine
go
to
like this. I
five.
go like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think an aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
Ooh,
my
but people
next
millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuinely gifted at it.
gifted. What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent? Why is it not a talent what he does?
You know what? I'm open to it being a talent. I think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart, that you have this gift of like, whoa, when I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely
They have their opposable
the
thumbs
most
like
gifted-
so good.
I ain't gonna lie,
Here's a
yo.
paintbrush. Go paint me Picasso.
Like,
At that
saying
point.
this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if there's a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller and go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
You
And
couldn't.
win it.
You couldn't. You
Perhaps.
couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't. You couldn't.
Qualify.
You couldn't.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find
qualify?
your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
Yeah.
I need to work for it,
I know.
but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing. Like,
I'm not
oh,
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not
easy.
a skill. It's not a talent.
I
Like,
said it's a skill.
it's
I didn't
easy.
say it's a talent. I said it's a skill.
Is she
It's a skill that
retarded?
I can
How
own
do
and
you
can
know?
master.
How do you know if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if you
I
don't.
played Mario Kart. I've played other games.
Not a professional level though.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder?
What
How
is-
do you know?
what
how
does
do
it
you
take
know?
to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah. What
so
does it take to be on that level?
Just gift, and you got to play all
Just
the time.
gift?
Tens of thousands of hours of work
Uh-huh.
and editing and filming and constantly
I'm
having
talking
to
about pure
cultivate and
skill. As far as like the
reinvent
videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I had
you
to
did-
put tens of thousands of hours
Could you get a
into my
refresh second
studies.
zone tarping? Could you?
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players? You
I
couldn't.
can also put. I can circle back and give
Do
you
you know how to
different
short launch
terms
pad?
from
When you're
my
trying to get to third
industries.
zone, third moving. Do you know
I
how to
don't know
short?
what- No,
launch
I
it?
don't. But if I
You
want,
couldn't, but Excel sheet, we could do Excel sheet.
no, but exactly. I
They're
can
just talking. They're just talking game. with
These
them.
refreshes
As a
don't come to
babysitter,
you.
I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you wanted to, you would.
If us four
Put on race.
took 3 days, you don't think we can master an Excel sheet?
Oh,
But let me give you. If I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you could be that talented as me?
if I wanted to, I would.
So let's pay for her.
Especially Warzone now, bro. The skill ceiling on Warzone to be a pro is too high now. I ain't gonna lie.
No, that's not how the job works. You pay me, I'll get the job done.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame in this era.
So
And technology
Even though the
is
text was
totally
horrible,
different now.
they actually
Because we were
making
just
sense.
talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with chalk. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us, that we appreciate and respect where they are. But it's not, what we did was, we just feel like what we did was harder. And that's what I think.
My mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.